Imagine you're building a house. You wouldn't just start laying bricks without a plan, right? That's a recipe for disaster. You need a blueprint, a schedule, and a way to manage your resources. That's where the project lifecycle comes in. The project lifecycle is like a roadmap for your project. It guides you through a series of phases from the initial idea to the final product. Each phase has its own set of activities and goals. By following the project lifecycle, you can increase your chances of success. This makes sure you don't miss any important steps along the way. This roadmap helps keep your projects organized and on track. Think of it like building a house. You wouldn't just start laying bricks without a plan, right? It's all about doing things the right way from start to finish. So, whether you're building a house, launching a new product, or planning a wedding, understanding the project lifecycle is crucial. It's the key to turning your vision into reality. Let's take a closer look at each phase and see how they work together to make your projects a success. Every journey begins with a single step, and in project management that step is the initiation phase. This is where your project takes its first breath, transitioning from a simple idea into a tangible plan. The initiation phase is all about defining the project's purpose. Why are you doing this project? What problem are you trying to solve? It's about understanding the why before you dive into the how. One of the key activities during this phase is developing a project charter. Think of this as the project's birth certificate. It outlines the project's objectives, scope, and stakeholders. This document keeps everyone on the same page. Another crucial step is stakeholder identification. Stakeholders are anyone who has an interest in the project. This could be your clients, your team, or even the people who will benefit from the project. By identifying stakeholders early on, you can ensure their needs and expectations are considered throughout the project. The initiation phase sets the foundation for everything that follows. It's about asking the right questions, defining the scope, and getting everyone on board. By the end of this phase, you should have a clear understanding of what you're building and why you're building it. Now that you have a clear idea of what you're building, it's time to figure out how you're going to build it. This is where the planning phase comes in. This phase is all about creating a detailed roadmap for your project. One of the most important aspects of planning is scope management. This means defining exactly what work needs to be done and what falls outside the project's boundaries. Without clear scope management, you risk scope creep, which is when the project grows and expands beyond its original goals. You'll also need to develop a schedule, outlining the timeline for each task and milestone. This helps you stay on track and ensures the project is completed on time. Budgeting is another crucial element. You need to determine how much the project will cost and allocate resources accordingly. Effective communication is paramount. You need to establish a communication plan that outlines how information will be shared among the team and stakeholders. Don't forget about risk management. Identify potential roadblocks and develop contingency plans to mitigate their impact. The execution phase is where the rubber meets the road. It's time to put all those plans into action and start building your dream project. This is where the real work begins, and it's all about coordinating resources and getting things done. Task management becomes critical during this phase. This involves assigning tasks to team members, tracking progress, and ensuring deadlines are met. Effective team coordination is essential. Everyone needs to be on the same page, working together towards a common goal. Stakeholder engagement is also important. Keep stakeholders informed about the project's progress and address any concerns they may have. Remember, communication is key. Quality assurance should be a top priority. Implement measures to ensure the work meets the required standards and that the final product is something you can be proud of. Section 5. Staying on track, monitoring and controlling. Even with the best laid plans, things don't always go smoothly. That's why the monitoring and controlling phase is so important. This phase runs parallel to the execution phase, ensuring your project stays on track and any bumps in the road are addressed promptly. Performance tracking is crucial. You need to constantly monitor your progress against the plan, identifying any deviations or potential delays. If things are veering off course, don't panic. This is where your contingency plans come in. Issue resolution is another critical aspect of this phase. When problems arise, address them quickly and efficiently. This might involve brainstorming solutions, adjusting the plan, or reallocating resources. Change management is also important. As the project progresses, there may be a need for adjustments to the scope, schedule, or budget. manage these changes carefully to minimize disruptions. Regular reporting is essential to keep stakeholders informed about the project's status, any challenges you're facing, and how you're addressing them. Section 6. Crossing the finish line. The closure phase. The finish line is in sight. The closure phase marks the formal completion of your project, but before you pop the champagne, there are a few important things to wrap up. First and foremost, you need to ensure all final deliverables are complete and meet the agreed-upon standards. This might involve submitting reports, presenting findings, or handing over the final product. Once the deliverables are approved, it's time to gather stakeholder approval. This ensures everyone is satisfied with the project's outcome and signs off on its completion. Documentation is essential. Compile all project documents including plans, reports, and meeting minutes, and store them securely. This creates a valuable archive for future reference. A post-project evaluation is a valuable exercise. Reflect on what went well, what could have been better, and identify lessons learned for future projects. Finally, release your team members and celebrate your success. Section 7. Real-world examples. Let's bring the project lifecycle to life with some real-world examples. Imagine you're planning a family vacation. Initiation. You decide on the destination, set a budget, and identify who's coming along, the stakeholders. Planning. You research flights and accommodations, create an itinerary, and pack your bags. Execution. You embark on your adventure, enjoying sightseeing, trying new foods, and making memories. Monitoring and controlling. You adjust your itinerary based on weather or unforeseen events, manage your spending, and ensure everyone is having a good time. Closure. You return home, unpack, share photos, and cherish the memories. Or consider building a new website for your business. Initiation. You define the website's purpose, target audience, and key features. Planning. You choose a web hosting platform, design the website layout, and create content. Execution. You develop the website, test its functionality, and optimize it for search engines. Monitoring and controlling. You track website traffic, analyze user behavior, and make adjustments to improve performance. Closure. You launch the website, promote it on social media, and continue to monitor its success. Section 8. Common pitfalls and how to avoid them. Even with the best intentions, projects can go off track. Here are some common pitfalls and tips to avoid them. Poor planning. Rushing into a project without proper planning is a recipe for disaster. Take the time to define your scope, create a realistic schedule, and allocate resources wisely. Scope creep. Be wary of scope creep, where the project's requirements gradually expand beyond the original plan. Establish clear boundaries and manage stakeholder expectations to prevent this. Lack of communication. Communication is paramount throughout the project lifecycle. Keep everyone informed, address concerns promptly, and foster a collaborative environment. Ignoring risks. Don't bury your head in the sand. Identify potential risks early on, and develop contingency plans to mitigate their impact. Inadequate monitoring. Regularly track your progress against the plan, identify deviations, and take corrective actions to stay on course. By being aware of these common pitfalls and taking proactive steps to avoid them, you can increase your chances of project success. Section 9. Conclusion. Building success, one phase at a time. The project lifecycle provides a structured framework for managing projects from start to finish. By following its phases, initiation, planning, execution, monitoring and controlling, and closure, you can break down complex projects into manageable stages, ensuring a systematic approach to achieving your goals. Just like building a house requires a blueprint, a successful project requires a roadmap. The project lifecycle is that roadmap, guiding you through each stage from the initial idea to the final deliverable. By embracing this framework, you can improve communication, manage risks effectively, and increase your chances of delivering projects on time and within budget. Remember, every project is unique, and the specific activities within each phase may vary. However, the underlying principles of the project lifecycle remain constant, providing a solid foundation for success. So the next time you embark on a new endeavor, remember the project lifecycle. It's your key to turning visions into reality, one phase at a time.